Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to the Little Farmer's Farm, whatever time of day it is in the world when you're watching this. I'm Murphinda, and today we're going to be taking out 3 unproductive fruit trees. Now, if you've been watching the channel for a while, we've had issues really with a cooking apple tree, a plum tree, and a damson tree, which aren't producing fruit. And if they are producing fruit, it gets eaten by the bugs before we get our hands on it, or all the blossom drops off. They're just sick trees. So they're coming out because I've got plans for the locations where they're currently situated. I'm going to be getting a espalier down at the bottom where the plum and the damson tree currently sit. Espalier apple trees down the bottom there are going to be replanted this next year. And also where the cooking apple tree is, it's shading things out, shading out the greenhouse, shading out the beds that are around it. So that's going to be coming out, and in its place we're going to get a patio put in with flowers. Lots and lots of pollinators, well, not pollinators, but pollen-filled flowers for our friends, the bees, the hoverflies and the butterflies, to give them nutrition next year. So without further ado, let's get cracking, because it's starting to rain again. I think we're going to get wet today, me and Michael. But yeah, Mick's bringing his chainsaw down, so we're going to nip across now and get cracking on those trees. See you in a bit. Got to make the most of it while you can, little mate. It's coming down, that. I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I work all night and I sleep all day. We're doing some chopping down, me and Mick, today.
Socially distanced chopping.
Socially distanced, obviously. That's coming down because we got 8 off it this year. 8 damsons, and that's the best year we've had all 3 years for that. It's a waste of time. That one had about 4 plums on it, in the same story every year. So they're in the way and they're coming out. We're going to be putting fresh plantings in, which means the carbon dioxide will be getting scrubbed better than these old trees are ever going to do. So there we go, coming out. And that apple tree up there as well, that's coming out, hopefully, if we can get it sorted out. But we've got the technology.
No problem.
Yeah, we've got to be judicious with our cuts here because we don't want to hit Joe's greenhouse, so we're going to just be careful to send it that way. Yeah, melted. Clear it up now. Logs for winter. Get in. A much clearer view now of the tiki hut. Now that those unproductive trees are out of the way. New trees produce a lot more oxygen than the old, and so we're going to be planting a espalier down here in the same way that Joe's got a espalier over there. running along the lines that is set up. We'll do a show on the Expellier next year, but what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to have to move that, but have this area as a Spellier. I'm going to have 4 apple trees down there, espelliered along down this bit, put a path down there, move that across to the a little, and Bob's your uncle. So we're going to have new trees. We've taken away 3 of the old trees that were unproductive and they were getting diseased, so that's why they've come out, and we're going to have 4 new ones in the place. As they grow, as I say, they actually produce more oxygen. The carbon scrub better than the old, so all the fresh trees that are going in, the fresh leaf that comes on, they're going to be photosynthesizing and they're going to be producing oxygen, drawing in the carbon dioxide and converting it, and we'll get hopefully better fruit production from them along there. There's enough space to espellier 4 new trees down there, apple trees, and that's what we're going to be doing. But yeah, that's opened that up nicely. Got to be careful here. That's it, get past that. All the crap that I've got to clear up now, that's the only problem. It'll take us about an hour. And this is where the old cooking apple tree was. We've got 2 cooking apples at Helen's mum's, so we don't need that. And that used to, yeah, it would produce the odd cooking apple, but as soon as we got our hands on them, the bugs had already been there and taken what they wanted, and we didn't really get any cooking apples from it. And in fact, we didn't get a single one, to be honest, from it. So the cooking that we do with the apple pies and everything, we do with Brenda's apples. But all this is going to be cleared away. We're going to have a rejig of the existing sort of flagging that we've got here, the paving that we've got here, to make a small patio area, and then a flower garden in this area. I'm thinking about putting the bird bath in the middle of that as well. Sort of, once this stump's out of the way, put the bird bath there, get the flower garden all around that, a rockery, that kind of thing. Job's a good one. Now using this, I'm about to put a series of drill holes into that. I don't like putting, I mean, people put diesel on it and all sorts of stuff. What I'm going to do is put plenty of holes in that with the drill, about 4-inch holes, and then over the winter, hopefully, the rain and the bugs and the sort of wood lice and all that kind of thing can organically chew and get into that, maybe hopefully some fungus, rot it down, and then over the next 6 months, that'll be ready just to take a lump hammer to it and smash it out, lay it flat, because it's only going to be a path, this. I'm not using it for putting any a new bed in or anything like that, so I just want to get it down to ground level or just below. Okay, we'll just leave that for Mother Nature now for the next 6 months. Come April, that'll have rotted down nicely. I'll put a couple of holes in the sides as well, and yeah, she'll do the job for us. I trust Mother Nature. We're getting some firewood for the winter. We just put it over Mick's wall there now. That's going to be taken indoors, dried out, and a month or 2's time that'll be the firewood. You can just about see his chimney up here. He's got a wood burning stove inside the officer's mess. There's the flue pipe for it sticking up there. But yeah, so all that wood, the big logs, the Yule logs, are going to be put to fine use in here. He's going to put them underneath these chairs to dry out, and then chop them down to firewood. And we'll be nice and toasty and warm once the restrictions are lifted, where we can actually sort of congregate together. We'll be alright in here. Fingers crossed. So thanks very much to old Mac Darby from old Mac Darby's farm there. Magical Mick Darbyshire. Using his chainsaw skills there to good effect. That would have taken about a couple of days, I think, to chop it down with the normal saw, you know. That chainsaw made short work of that. That was, what, 25-30 minutes to get all 3 trees down. All I've done now is, using the loppers, the long handle loppers, I've chopped it down into more manageable chunks. As I say, all the big wood is going to be Yule logs for the Christmas fire. We'll keep that fire going in Mick's shed all over winter, I would guess. With that, there's about 40 odd logs, so yeah, that should suffice. So all I'm going to do now is, with the barrow, I've got a lot of shifting to do, as you can see there. So I'll crack on. Can't switch it off because my fingers are wet. And as if by magic, a road appeared. Okay, so that was 9 barrow loads of bric-a-brac, and it's quite a trot up to where the tipping point is. As I say, we're building it up. We're reclaiming some land up there by piling in the sticks and branches, and then other vegetation, other vegetative matter goes on top of it. It all gets built up, and we're actually reclaiming some land up at the top there. I'll just show you that now. Actually, it's not going to waste all of that. So this is it. This is the tip, but it's the tip for organic matter. You can only put organic matter down here, so no glass, plastics, metals, anything like that. It's been sectioned off for the pathway because the committee, the allotment committee down here at our society, have made it so you can only go down that way and tip there, because that's the area that wants filling in. This is all sort of relatively flat and filled up. So when you bring your bric-a-brac, branches, old vegetables, that kind of thing, any vegetable matter, organic matter, can come down here. I'm tired because I've just shifted 9 of those barrows. That's why I'm a bit out of breath. And you can dump it down there, so over the step you go, down there, and tip it over the edge, because this bit needs filling in down there. And hopefully, in years to come, this can be a potential new allotment here, and you know, continue to tip down there. There's a little stream river down there, which of course it's Harris fenced off, so nothing can get down to the river. But without that, the river would constantly flood. You get a lot of water runoff from this hill, so they're trying to level that out. And so everybody's a winner. It's a winner-winner chicken dinner. They'll get another allotment out of this at some stage. But it's being left to nature. It'll either become an allotment or it'll become a nice plantation for Himalayan balsam. But no, it won't. It's all going to be chopped down. It gets flattened off and levelled off and chopped back every year. And as I say, eventually this bit will be built up. And it'll be a first base really around here. You'll get a small allotment plot here, I'll bet. Leave the path in coming down here so people can still tip off down that way. It'll take years and years and years and years to fill that up, obviously. The society's been on this site for over 150 years, I think now. Oh, it's coming up for 150 years at least. So yeah, just thought I'd show you that. I've just tipped my my twigs and branches down there. It's like a hudel culture. It's called a hudel culture. Look that up, hudel culture. And the sticks and twigs go there, and then the other vegetable matter goes on top, and eventually it turns to this sort of rich, loamy soil over the years. Good idea, isn't it? Every little helps. Right, so that's me for today. I'm going to get off now, get myself a shower and something to eat. It's about 11:30 in the morning. I'm in work next week for a couple of days, so I'm back in next week for a couple of days. I've been off this week, so it'll calm down a little bit with the videos, you might be pleased to hear. I'll see you over the weekend anyway. I've been Guru Murphinda. You've been fantastic, fragrant and beautiful as always if you're a lady. You've been strong, macho and handsome as always if you're a man. And if you're anything in between, you're your combination of the two. So yeah, keep growing with your heads down, and we love you all. Bye bye now, boys and girls. Friday tonight, don't get too drunk. You're up for the plots in the morning. Alright. Take care.